When the avoidant realizes you're gone. In this video, we're going to talk about the 7-hour cycle of the avoidant attachment style. So you meet a person, you guys have a lovely time together, things get really close and stuffy. So the first thought the avoidant has after this wonderful intimacy is to run. Why do they run? They run because even though they have feelings for you, the intimacy and the closeness triggers their need for independence. Due to being emotionally neglected or abandoned in their childhood, or whatever other chaotic situation they experienced in their childhood that made them this way, they developed a relationship with themselves that they have to hold themselves really close in order to keep themselves safe in this world. Other people are not safe, but they are safe. They are safe when they are by themselves. So if they're getting too close to you, it's a problem for them. They need to run. Now, when they run and they realize that you're not coming after them anymore, you've probably got no contact, maybe you've even moved on to a whole different person, they're not hearing from you. The first hour that happens to them is relief. Yes, they feel relieved. The feeling is like being shut up in a box and then you finally get to experience fresh air. You're relieved. You are thankful that you can breathe again. You are thankful that you're no longer stuffed. You are thankful that you're no longer in this enclosed space. If you have a fear of enclosed spaces, you know what I'm talking about. That's usually how intimacy and commitment is to the avoidance. It's an enclosed space they are shut up in. So now they're finally free again. And this relief can go on for a while you were mourning the loss of the relationship or the loss of that talking stage that you had, that wonderful intimacy that you had with that person. He or she is experiencing relief, thankful that the separation has happened. Now, the third thing, when you are over it, most likely, when you have grieved the loss, when you have gone through the healing process and you're finally on your way, you're thriving again, you're going places again, you're posting it again, maybe you're even with someone new. And then now they see it and they remember, oh my gosh, I used to have a really good time with this girl. Or I used to have a really good time with this guy. And he used to spend on me a lot. Or she was really beautiful. And when I took her places, people used to look at me enviably. They used to look at me like, oh, you must be a wonder to have that girl. Or whatever other benefits that they think that they derive from you. They're going to sit down and reminisce. Think about the good old days when they were with you and how everything was, because now they can see that you've moved on with your life. Why this happens is that the space makes the fear that they feel while they're intimate with you go down. That fear goes down, and now the feelings that they have for you will begin to resurface. And that brings me to rekindling. They begin to feel their feelings for you all over again. They thought they didn't love you. They thought they didn't love you because they were trying to run away from you, because they were always pushing you away, because they were always causing chaos. But now that there's space, now they know that they love you. And there's this whole rekindling of their emotions and their feelings towards you. Which brings me to the fifth R, which is regret. They begin to regret their actions. Why did I leave this girl? Why did I abandon this guy? Why did I run up? What's wrong with me? Why did I do this to myself? Why do I always do this? Why do I always run away? They begin to regret and wish that they never did what they did in the first place. And then they decide to rebate you. This can look different from avoidance to avoidance. Some avoidance will outright text you. Yes, they will actually text you and say, hey, how you doing, girl? Or hey, how you doing, guy? But others will do it more subtly, like in one of your old Instagram pictures, or asking a friend about you, or even telling that friend to say hi to you, or watching your story, doing little things here and there in order to get your attention again. The reason why some of them do not outright come running after you, but just try to rebate you, breadcrumb you, just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit, is because they're scared of the vulnerability. You know, being vulnerable is not really the typical avoidance strength. So they do not want to be vulnerable and say, hey, I really miss you and I really regret what I did, and so on and so forth. But they'll just do little things, hoping that you will take the bait and come after them. Which brings me to the seventh thing, which is reunion. Yes, a lot of the time we take the bait and we go right back to them, or they decide to come after us. It really depends, because maybe when you saw that text, when you saw that call, and you guys got on the phone and you caught up with each other, all of the feelings that you had for him were rekindled, and his presence gave you a huge dopamine hit, and you were like, oh my gosh, I miss this, I miss him, or I miss her, and you went right back to them. But the thing is that this cycle, just like the name suggests, tends to repeat itself. Once it's happened before, it is probably going to happen again, unless that person, while they were away from you, did a lot of work on themselves, got to understand themselves, got to have a certain level of self-awareness, got to work on themselves in therapy, by reading books, by watching YouTube videos, by rewiring their brain, whatever way, maybe affirmations. But if the person hasn't done any of this, the cycle is definitely going to repeat itself, where they reunite with you guys have a lovely, wonderful time, intimate and close again, and then they decide to run again, realize you're gone, experience relief, reminisce, rekindle, regret, rebate, reunite, rinse and repeat, run, realize you're gone. You get the point. Now, what I would advise is only to reunite if you know that you're doing the work on yourself to heal. And it's not only dependent on you, and the person is also doing the work on themselves to heal. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for more heartache and pain. You're setting yourself up to be hurt again. You're setting yourself up for your time to be wasted again. You know, there's this secure person I know who I really admire. And I love the fact that even though their partner left and they missed their avoidant partner, they do not reunite with the person, because they know that the person does not have the capacity to value them and to love them and to commit to them the way they want. What they want for themselves, which is a committed, secure relationship that leads to marriage and kids and all that. The partner does not necessarily want that. Even though they might say with their mouths, their actions prove otherwise. So even though they miss them and miss them dearly, they still do not go back. You can watch the video, How a Secure Person Handles an Avoidant Pulling Away. You're worthy and you're dearly loved.